Tuesday, May 28th, I think. We've been through four and a half weeks of FRC season, and we've learned a lot of lessons. By the way, we're here at Three Amigos. This is what we usually do on Tuesday. We eat Mexican at Three Amigos. I'm gonna say two things today. We're gonna give you lessons of what we've learned so far during the 4 weeks, and we're gonna talk about brackets for good. Indiana teams need some help. First community, you guys can help us out. Go to this link. Hopefully we'll have a link somewhere around this YouTube channel. Go to a link and it will show you how to get to brackets for good. They'll throw a few pennies toward our way for Indiana First. So anyway, to the lessons. Lessons learned. You get a yellow card if you jump over the rails going in and out of the field. Who'd have thought?
How do you know that, Andy?
I know. Personal experience, Liz.
Yeah.
Lessons learned, if you are the human player for your team, make sure that you're practicing bowling the ball onto the field, and make sure that there are no other robots around when you're bowling the ball that could steal it out of the secret passageway.
Before inspection, make sure your main breaker is visible so that FTAs can turn off your robot. Anyone can turn off your robot, really.
Make sure that when you're going over the defenses, especially the rock wall, your robot can handle it to the point where it won't break the defense. Usually helps if you go over it a little bit slower.
We had some complaints about flashlights shining in drivers' eyes and distracting them, so just keep an eye on where you're pointing at.
Lessons learned, if you are applying numbers to slick bumpers, heat the bumper material lightly, not enough to melt the bumper, but lightly. Apply the number, put material over the number, and then apply heat again. This will adhere better to the slick material because you have heat on the material itself and on top of the number.
Lessons learned. This game is very rough on your robots, it's very rough on the defenses, but make sure that all your electrical connections are secure. I know our team has a pre-match checklist that we go through and make sure that everything's tight before each match. And so far we haven't had too much of an issue with anything. We take extra steps like padding our Robo Rio to make sure there's limited vibration, going over the defenses, robot interaction. It's very rough on electrical connections this year. I harp on my pit crew all the time, especially him. I make sure that the pit crew always has a spare battery on the cart. It's helped us numerous times.
I was at Rocket City Regional and I did find two teams that apparently the 120 amp circuit breaker, you hit it in just the right way on some part of your robot, you can actually reboot the Rio without rebooting the radio. If you have a lot of weird reboots on your Rio and you determine it's not your battery, and you determine it's not the Rio, and you determine it's not the PDB, and gone through the entire list and can't find any loose wires, try changing that 120 amp circuit breaker, maybe that'll fix it.
I do want to give a shout out to First. I think the First engineers are doing a wonderful job. This is a very difficult game for them to manage and facilitate. I know it was not done as far as the game goes as hardware until late in the fall. Kudos to those guys and gals who are getting all those parts ready for us. Thank you to First headquarters for busting your butts to get things done for us and the teams. Best game ever.
Yes.
BGE.
In the driver's station glass, it feels like you're trying to capture a tower. It feels like you're trying to attack the other alliance's tower, and that's awesome.
So let's do this next week. So same time, same channel next week. Thanks for doing First. Tuning in. Yes. I never kissed the pig, by the way. That was, I think it was Paul Copioli that kissed the pig.
Pit crew all the time, especially him, because he happens to get yellow cards sometimes.
Definitely second or second to a two-way tie between Lunacy and Recycle Rush.
Oh my god.
What?